Hi, hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream back. Thursday I couldn't make it to the stream because I had some work in my office, so I skipped my Thursday stream, and we are going to work to cover some of the Thursday plan, and we will be doing today's stuff as well. So without any further talking, let's go back to our code and pick up where we have left. So let me go back to this. So last time we integrated our custom vision AI edge into our IoT edge solution, right? So that's in the board classification. I think I commented the okay. So I'm adding this image and commit, add custom vision module. So let me push that as well. So it's an IoT edge solution. I'm opening this code. So we have done we have added this camera module, and that camera module is every 5 seconds or 10 seconds it's going to pick a random image from our mount directory. It didn't wired with the hardware camera, but we are trying to simulate the boat image. So couple of boat image it's sending to the boat classifier, and the boat classifier it's predicting what type of boat it is and sending the notification to dashboard and the IoT hub. So this is what we have seen last Wednesday. So today what we are going to see is we are going to add a couple of other modules, including stream analytics, and see how we can deploy that as well, right? So let me go to the documentation here. Azure IoT Edge. Okay, so I'm going to this Azure IoT Edge documentation, and that documentation should include couple of tutorials. So we are going through these tutorials only, right? But we are trying to integrate in our solution to make sure we are going through each concepts and getting understanding on this IoT edge. So we did the filter data, and we did the classify images with the custom vision also, and we develop a custom modules including the dashboard UI application to show that in the Raspberry Pi monitor. So these are the things we have done. Now what I'm looking is I want to do the stream analytics stuff. Where is the stream analytics? Okay, I'm going back to this. So there is a stream analytics module. So many IoT solutions use analytics services to gain insight about data. It arrives in the cloud from the IoT device. Okay, we can take Azure stream analytics logic and move into the device itself. That's fine. But how it works in this tutorial, you learn how to create an Azure Stream Analytics job to process data on the edge, connect the new Azure Stream Analytics job with other IoT Edge modules, and deploy the Azure Stream Analytics job to an IoT edge device from the portal. So we will follow this one. So they are creating an Azure Stream Analytics job, configuring their job here, adding, and whenever on the tumbling window of 30 seconds they are pushing that into the alert. Okay, to prepare your Stream Analytics job to deploy it on a IoT edge device, you need to associate the job with a container in a storage account. So when you go to deploy your job definition is exported to the storage container. Okay, so once this is done, then we should be able to deploy that, right? Yeah, here is an alert like the output generated alert content. Okay, so in our case, how we can do this one? Okay, what are the other concepts we need to do? Development. Yeah, the auto provisioning stuff we need to do, and store data at the edge. It's still in the preview. So Azure Blob Storage on IoT Edge provides blob storage solution on the device edge itself. Okay, so there is a way to deploy the storage also. Let's go. Okay, so what concept today we can take? We did this classify image with custom vision, and we did the filter data with the Azure functions also. IoT Edge modules, Edge agent and hub properties. These are the things we already did see. Automatic deployments, security. Yeah, this part is the one thing we can do is look for this deployment stuff, how the deployment works in IoT Edge. So the IoT Edge, we already have this deployment manifest. So if you go to our code, the Visual Studio code here, so we already have this deployment.template.json that includes what are the modules we are having and how the route works and all. So, and we configure the module, we declare the routes, and they have the condition here. So let's see like how we can do the automatic deployments in the Azure IoT Edge. Okay, so Azure IoT Edge devices follow a device cycle similar to other type of IoT devices. Provision new IoT Edge devices by imaging a device with layers and installing the IoT Edge runtime. Anyway, we are running that in that emulator, and configure the devices to run IoT Edge modules and then monitor their health. Finally, retire devices when they are replaced or become okay. Yeah. So it can. So this says like the provision and configure to run and monitor their health. And if we need to like a deprovision or decommission the device, we can do that in that Azure IoT Edge, right? So that's what they are talking about. So we have this deployment manifest already. Because we generate that IoT Edge solution at the time, the deployment.template.json that also brought into that. Now we need to see like how to deploy and monitor the IoT Edge modules so that we can deploy that on multiple devices, right? Okay, so now it says like create a deployment in the Azure portal. Go to your IoT hub, select IoT Edge and add IoT Edge deployment. And there are 5 steps to create a deployment here. Name and label, add modules, and I think it would be better to have like some expand collapse option in this VS doc, right? That would be amazing, so that I can just go and see like okay, here it is. I have this one, but it's not that much helpful when I'm going through like step by step. So they're adding the modules, specifying routes, specifying metrics, target devices. Then this is to deploy modules from Azure Marketplace, and here we have our own module. Then they are monitoring the deployments, modifying the deployment, deleting a deployment. Okay, so let's try this one. And also I need to, okay, so this one, right now I am running that in the emulator. So the first thing we will do is we will run that in any virtual box, so that like each Linux machine that's going to be act as a IoT Edge device, right? So let me see, Linux container. Yeah, something like this we will do, or yeah, I think this would be fine, right? At first you must download the script, make it executable to run the script. Okay, so once that is done, or I can go to VirtualBox here. Linux container. Let me create a Linux let me sign into the Azure portal. So we have this IoT Hub port and IoT Edge here to manage the automatic device management. Okay, so this is my emulator. and they have the set modules, device twins, and deployments. So in this deployment, okay, so these are the different modules available here. Something we already removed. Yeah. Okay, I will move to this one to this Eclipse too. Deployments. So specifying the how to create a module. Okay, an IoT edge module is the I'm trying like look for the deployment option here. So I create the deployment and add modules. It's asking like the deployment modules. For in our case, we have like a 4 modules, so we need to push that module into the container registry. So it says like anyhow optional. Let me go to the next thing. Okay, specify metrics, target devices, and review deployment. Let me go to the VS Code and see like what are the deployment option that's provided here. So these devices have a lot of things. We don't need all these modules, so I'm going to delete this stuff. So deleting module from a remote edge device because something is like a duplicated here. Okay, so I have deleted this module. Now let's create a deployment for single device. Select the edge deployment manifest. So this is my deployment manifest, and I selected that. Oh, it says like please select deployment manifest under config folder for deployment. Okay, so create deployment for single device. Inside the config folder deployment.amd64.json. Okay, now it's starting deployment and says like deployment successful. If I refresh that, what it means like deployment successful here. Deployment.amd64. Okay, it says deployment successful. I'm refreshing this Azure IoT Hub device, refreshing the modules as well. Now, okay, I think I need to do some more learning on like how the deployment works in the Azure IoT Edge, and also I need to buy a actual device. I remember like in one of the stream I remember in one of the stream, Raspberry Pi, she did like the deployment. How to look at her channel? So she did like the deployment in Linux device. So probably I need to watch her stream again to get understanding like how I can do. Okay, so how I can create a Linux VM that acts as a IoT device, and how we can do the IoT edge deployment to the actual Linux device. So those things I need to look. I think she did it in last Thursday or yeah. So I need to watch this stream to how to create in like Ubuntu Azure IoT edge device to understand like how that's going in. Okay, so that's what I need to look that. Let me go to my So what are the other stuff we can add it in this IoT edge model? We have this dashboard, sensor, camera, and the board classifier. So we are pretty much like close to that, and we built this camera module also that's randomly picking up one image and deploy it. And board classifier that's classify the board. Right. Today I thought of like looking into this deployment, but I didn't have like any device, or I can go through that. Let me run this one first. Build and run IoT edge solution in simulator. You will see like what are the things we can add that in UI so that it would be look better while we do deploy that in that the Pi monitor, right? Let me stop this one. Run IoT edge solution. Run IoT edge solution in the simulator. Okay, it's building all the Docker containers and starting IoT Edge Hub device start. Why it's not running? Build and run IoT Edge solution in simulator. Okay, it start building this containers. Now here so we will improve that our dashboard application a little bit with the UI and other stuff. Then we will look at the deployment in probably like in next stream. After I learning like how to create a Ubuntu device to deploy that, and the second thing is probably how to do that the hardware deployment in actual Raspberry Pi. I also see like there is a article where we can manage this IoT edge deployments using the Kubernetes cluster. So that means like each and every device you can control and do like blue-green deployments, right? So you can do that like these are the particular devices you need to run that first, the deployment. Then once you tested everything, then probably you can move to the remaining deployment stuff. Okay, so let's go back to the dashboard. So this is what we are building right now. So we will improve this one a little bit. So once sensor started sending the data, that should be reflected in this dashboard as well. So here our simulator sensor data that is sending data to our dashboard. So you can see like the temperature, pressure, everything is changing every 3 seconds. I think every 3 seconds, and every 10 seconds the camera module is going to pick up a random boat image and sending that to the boat classifier, and boat classifier will send the image to the dashboard. So here it is like there is a kayak crossed a particular viewpoint. So we will improve this one a little bit today. So here like the ferry crossed the particular point. So this is our boat watch application that's going to continuously watch the marine side and the seashore application, seashore side, and whenever the boat is crossing, it's identifying, it's taking the picture, it's identifying like what type of boat it is, and also it should be able to extract like any information about the boat and display that in the dashboard, so that the viewers can come and see like what is the different weather temperature here and what type of boat it crossed on that particular viewpoint. This one I just like a simulator to understand how the IoT Edge solution works and what are the different modules we can bring that into our IoT Edge solution. So that's what we have done so far. So I need to complete the documentation and look for the deployment strategy. Then I thought of like moving into creating a new IoT application that's called Fruit Fairy. So the Fruit Fairy is to deploy a IoT application into Raspberry Pi that detects like motion sensor, and my daughter will come and show the fruit. It will identify what type of fruit it is, and it's tracking that in the IoT hub or cloud, so that we can see like how many fruits she ate, those kind of details into that the Pi. So that's what we are looking. So today, or one thing is like I will, what are the things you can do here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit all the code. It's already committed. I need to add the Readme documentation. It's here, so let me go to my repository, github.com/. Okay, so here I need to do like I need to complete this documentation, including the solution architecture, and we have added like the other modules as well, like image capture, sensor modules, those things. So I need to add like the detail about these modules here and complete this readme. I think I don't want to bore you guys with updating the readme, because there are a lot of images I need to do and a lot of code snippets I have to add in this readme, so that like it would be the complete package for this. Okay, so I think like I will take some break on this one on the IoT Edge, and let me switch to that. I have a talk coming on recently, so that talk I'm going to talk on Orlando Code Camp this month end. So if you go to the sessions, or probably like speakers, I'm somewhere here. It has like amazing list of speakers and the variety of topics they are talking, right? So and you can like register to this Orlando Code Camp. It's a free event, so you can register at their site here, register as an attendee. Let me put the link also here. So you can register to this Orlando Code Camp and come and watch a lot of people like having like amazing events and amazing set of topics they are talking. So I'm going to talk about like Flutter, Firebase, and Fastlane. This one I have already talked in Tampa Code Camp, but in Orlando Code Camp I'm going to like improve this one a little bit. So if you go to my GitHub, I think I already have that uploaded in the repository. Where it is, repo. Flutter conference. So this one I have created a conference application based on the Flutter, right? So the slides are already here. I'm going to improve this slide a little bit much, and I did this for Tampa CC. So I need to improve this slide a little bit much, and there are like a new CI/CD tool that came in the Flutter instead of like the Fastlane you can use that one for native mobile development, but they have like the Flutter CI/CD tool. It's called Code Magic or something. Yeah, Code Magic. So instead of like the Fastlane, then I need to look like the Code Magic as well to do for like the Flutter CI/CD and all. And also I am going to change the demo because lot of things changed after I did this presentation on last January. They have released Flutter 1.0 and a couple of improvements in the Flutter, and they have improved a lot. And also I'm thought of like creating a conference application. Usually I do like the conference based demo so that I can show that one for like everything. But I see like in the code camp someone already showed the demo for creating the conference application for Xamarin, I think. So I thought of like creating a brand new demo for using the Flutter, so that I can like learn whatever I can catch up like whatever the changes that's happened recently on the Flutter, and also like I would be doing like some more fine tweaks to the demo app. That's what I'm planning. So let's put some break on this IoT edge till we are completing the deployment. Then probably we would be moving to the fruit fairy application we are doing. So let me switch the title here. What's the title? Let's say it's Flutter preparing demo for a talk, or preparing demo. So let me update that title here. Okay, so let's start doing like the Flutter demo. Before that I will go for a short break and come and let's start with the Flutter demo here. So for the IoT edge thing, we already have this UI. Give me a second. I'll go for a break and come back pretty soon. Okay, I'm back. So let's start with this Flutter demo today. So we will complete this demo application on the Flutter, and probably like next week we complete the board classification, IoT edge documentation. Then we will start that the fruit fairy application on the IoT edge. Since we get like grasp how all like IoT edge solution works and all, including the deployment part, we need to explore that one a little bit. So once that is done, then we should switch our focus to our fruit fairy application, so that we can do some fun coding on the real devices, right? So let me go back. So the Flutter one, so I already have the demo that's running. 1 second, let me see whether I can connect my iPhone here to show like how my demo looks like. Oh, I already have like two USB port that is using for my camera and this microphone. So how to, I think I can choose the Wi-Fi debugging, right? There is no reflector here. Come on. Okay. So I already have that demo, and that demo includes that demo looks like the conference page. So if anyone seeing, you can see like I have built the Flutter conference page here. It's a list like the list of sessions. Let me switch to that the talking scene here. So you can see this is my Flutter application, and it has like a list of sessions, and also it's listing like a list of speakers as well. And in the about page, it's showing the about thing, and I have the submit feedback. So this feedback is to like show how my emotion looks like in my face, and I'm submitting that feedback. So if I'm clicking the submit feedback, it's opening my gallery, and if I'm choosing any happy face, it says like yay, I love the conference. But if I'm choosing like any frowny face, then it's showing like oh, the conference sucks or something like that. So I have this demo already, but I'm going to like create a new demo using the Flutter, so that I am using whatever the new things comes on that Flutter after this talk, right? This talk I have done on like a couple of months before, I think Jan or last year. After that, like there are a lot of changes that's happened on the Flutter, including the fast lane. They have bring like a code magic for the CI/CD, those kind of things. So let's do that one a little bit. So to create a new application, I need to do the Flutter. There is a command flutter create running in the output directory. Okay, so to create the application, we will see what kind of application we can create for the demo. I did the conference application. I need like some application idea to have like some simple screen that demos like a real-time synchronization with the Firebase, and some list to show that in the Firebase, so that I can show that demo, including like how Flutter and Firebase works, and probably like if it's able to include like any artificial intelligence, machine learning stuff using the Firebase ML kit, that would be awesome, right? Because using that one, I can show like how I can bring the smart application, how I can build the smart application using Firebase and the Flutter. So what I can do, so if it needs to do like the artificial intelligence, those kind of thing, then it can read like a face and it can read the emotion from your face. So probably some application idea that's building with emotions or identifying the emotions from your face. I can build some yeah, mood tracker or like your emotion journal kind of application, so that like you can go and select a button, and that button will like either open the camera or giving you the list of emojis, so that you can choose your mood at that time. And in the main screen, it would be listing like at what time you picked what mood. And in deep, like we can see how we can what are the things that trigger the mood, right? For example, if you are happy, then that means like you played with something, or you watch a movie, you are happy. So we are trying to track like what kind of emotion and what that triggers emotion, right? So let's build the application like that. So we are going to have some list of emojis and what triggered that mood. um, yeah, so let's build some application like that. Let me create a, okay, so the mood, anyone can track the mood, right? So we will create like some mood tracker or emotion tracker application for developers, right? So let me create like a developer. I would not call like mood, um, emotion tracker. So I'm going to the dev emotion tracker and creating the Flutter. Oh, okay, I need to do Flutter create dev emotion tracker. Okay, so it create like a bootstrap the Flutter application, including iOS and Android application. Right now Flutter supports iOS and Android, and there is a article like where Flutter is creating an application for Raspberry Pi as well. So let's create this one, and if there is a dev emotion tracker, Okay, so this is my Flutter application, right? So first thing, I will create a repo. So going to my GitHub, let me create a new repository here, dev emotion tracker, dev emotion tracker application using Flutter and Firebase. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to make sure I am adding what? Why it is this? Okay, I created this repo, right? And I added the remote origin as well. So git status, this is here. So I'm adding the file, I'm committing the file, flutter app initialization. Okay, now I'm trying to push that into the repository. Okay, now I can push with the force so that whatever it's in the local repository, that would be replaced there. Okay, so now if I go to my repository here and see, the code came to this one. Okay, now what I need to do is we will build the application. So I will open that in the Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code already have this Flutter plugin. So if you go and see Flutter, I already have this Flutter plugin. So you can run everything from this Visual Studio Code itself. So if I need to run the Flutter select device, you can select the device here. I think Flutter launch emulator. I would launch like iOS emulator. So we will develop that in the iOS, then we can see like how that looks in the Android also. Okay, let it launch. Till that my music is off. Let me go and put some music here. Copyright free. Okay, so now the simulator is launching. So we are trying to create an Flutter application that's tracking the emotion, right? So let's see like how we can create some wireframe to get some ideas. So wireframe, mobile or prototype online, right? I'm just going to create some like a simple mock flow so that I can have like some better understanding how I can create that demo today. So here mobile app, let me create some iPhone app here. Start title dev mode or dev emotion tracker. Let me create this one, and here the pages, the first one is like a landing page, right? So the landing page contains what are the things it should have. So there is obviously like some button here, right? So first I will put the title. And I don't need this one or like a, so there is some button here that's tracking the mood, so that's opening a list of emotion, or they can take the picture, right? And this in this main page it's going to be a list, so that list contains the emotions. So let's check. So something like this, and that list contain like emotions. Oh, this is really hard. Can I edit this one? So here it would be having like what date it is, for example today, March, and what time it is, 57 p.m. and the developer feels happy now or anxiety now, something like this. It's because of due to preparing for presentation or pull requests, reviews, or even like what are the other things that create the anxiety, or like I'm angry, bug fixing, something like that. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a mood and create an emotion. So user is going to select an emotion first, then the second screen we are going to ask user to tag like what they are doing right now, that including like a common developer activities such as like developing, bug fixing, meeting, or like they are doing some presentation, or they are listening some music, they are having lunch, or they are having like some happy hour. So we are going to list like the common developer activities that creates a mood, and common moods that's developers can choose, right? So they are going to select that, and this list will show like at what time they feel like how they feel and what trigger that feel. So this is what we are going to do today. So yeah, the idea looks good. Now I need to create a Flutter application here to understand like how this looks like. Okay, so my emulator got launched. Now the next thing I need to do is Flutter select device. I'm selecting the iOS device, and there is a Flutter run, not this one. How to run that? So Flutter attached to Flutter process. So once this is done, whenever you are changing the code, you can immediately reload the code. Like it's a hot reload. You don't need to stop the device and run back. It's a hot reload. So whenever you are changing the code, it would be immediately reflecting in the emulator. That's like a pretty cool feature in Flutter. So you can use that one for like the faster development. So once this connection is done, then probably it would be we can start with like a coding stuff. So clicking debug, add configuration, dot and Flutter, and it's launching. Okay, so it's waiting for this one. Let me stop this and launch the Flutter here. So it's launching the Flutter application. So it's going to launch that in the emulator. Whatever you have, whatever the code is generated, that's going to run in this emulator. So let's wait for that one. Okay, it's running Xcode build and all. First time it would be like a little bit late because it's preparing like a application. It's preparing the Xcode build, and then it would be running pretty fast. Okay, now the application is launching. Is my OBS connection is dropping? Now it's pretty late. Okay. So now it's launching the application. And this is like the default generated application. So let me open the code here. So let me open the code here. And the code that is in library main.dot. So here it says Flutter Demo. So let's change that one to dev emotion tracker. And in the home page they're having the title. So here I say like dev emotion tracker. Yeah. It would be immediately reloading to the page here. So they have this home page, and whenever you are clicking the button, it increments the count here. But instead of that, we are going to show some list here, so that we need to identify like what we need to track like what type of okay, we need to track the list of emotion they have added, right? So before that, first we will complete this add one. So on clicking add, it should be opening some model dialog or like another page, and in that page we will be giving like a list of emotions, right? So let me remove this one little bit. I don't like too much comments in the code. Okay. So it has a scaffold, it has a app bar, body, and that body they have centered align, and floating action on pressed they are having increment counter. So the tooltip here is add emotion and increment counter. Instead of increment counter, add emotion. So in the increment counter here we add emotion, and what we need to do is we need to see how we can launch like a model page. So let me go to the Flutter documentation here. A lot of things changed, so that's why I'm just making sure and following the documentation before doing anything wrong, and try it again. So API documentation is here. So they have this different class library. I want to look like what are the components, how I can add the components, right, including buttons. I think those are here. So user interface, this is the layouts in Flutter and all, including animations, gestures, data backend. We are going to do the data backend in Flutter, and sorry, Firebase. So yeah, they have like a good amount of things. Okay, so here let's go to the user interface. Everything is a widget. That's the beauty of this Flutter. So if you take a button, that button is widget. If you take a text, that text is widget. So what you are doing is you are creating like a massive widget. Your page is a widget. Inside the widget you are creating like a multiple small widgets, including a button, everything. So in your dot code you can see like this page, you are creating a widget here, scaffold widget, and there you are adding like a app bar. This app bar is another widget, and title text is another widget. So you are like wrapping out with like all widgets. So all the widgets is rendered in the 2D canvas, Kia Sharp kind of stuff. So it's running in like it's not going to create a platform specific views in Xamarin, and if you take in like React Native or even like a native script, they are creating like a native view equivalent to the native view, right? For example, if you are creating a Xamarin Forms button in like Xamarin Forms, that Xamarin button is going to render in like a iOS button, an Android button. Similarly, like if you are putting some list view, or if you are putting some grid, then in iOS it's going to create a NS table view, the table view, and Android is going to create like a list view. So all like the cross-platform widgets, they are going to create a custom platform specific view underneath the scenes, right, behind the scenes. But in the Flutter, it's not going to happen like that. Everything going to happen like everything is going to draw in the 2D canvas. So it's not like the platform specific views. Instead, it's like Flutter specific view that's running in that the individual platform. So that's why like the Flutter is like a little bit different from the other platforms. So for us, we need to create like another model page kind of stuff. So let me see Flutter model page. Yeah, I need to create like some full screen dialog here. So they are creating like another stateful widget and navigator of context, and they are having full screen dialog true. Yeah, something like this we need to do. So let's create a new dialog here. Let me call that as add emotion dot. So in this add emotion dot, we need to import the package and instead of the main dot here, we need to add our we need to add this page, right? So that one is something look like this. So let's say like a class add emotion dialog that extends stateless widget or you can say like a stateful widget. Okay, so we have added this emotion dialog and that's asking the state. So the stateful widget it's asking the state, right? So for that you need to create a state. So it would be add emotion dialog state that extends state of stateful widget, or you can say like state of emotion because it extends the state widget. So in the dialog state, I am adding the override. So here I need to build my widget. So first thing we will build the widget like a. Do we need the scaffold? I think I don't need the scaffold. So in the main dot, we are building the state with the scaffold, right? So I think we don't need the scaffold at least, or we can build the scaffold. So let's go and add like a scaffold and scaffold contains app bar. App bar is a new app bar of title add emotion. Oh, title is a text widget, so you need to add like a text here. Okay, so app bar is added. The next thing I need to do is body. We will do the center, and center has child, and that child is text here. I just put like a add emotion. Then later like we would build a test list view that contains all the emoticons, right? So add emotion, and yeah, that's it. Okay, now if I'm going to the main dot and then add emotion here, navigator of context, what they have added, navigator of context dot push that contains material page route, and that route builder is nothing but add emotion. No, sorry. So I need to include that one here, right? Yeah. So here we need to add like a add emotion dialog. So I'm adding the emotion dialog here and push this one. Yeah. So this add emotion dialog, I need to import that one from dev emotion tracker add emotion dialog. Oh, okay. So it's expecting a couple of other stuff. So builder, what's a builder looks like? It's okay, build context of so build context, it's a method here, and this one is returning the widget. I'm confusing of like TypeScript and dot. So here on the navigator of context, we are constructing a material page route, passing the builder, and here we are adding a add emotion dialog, and that's it, right? So we are pushing that one. Or I'm missing some. Okay, there is one another. Okay. So on the navigator of context pushing, we are constructing the material page route and returning the add emotion dialog. So in the builder here, the other parameter is full screen dialog. So if we set a full screen dialog, it's going to look like the model dialog. Okay, so now if I'm clicking this, I got some error here. Tried calling debug types on it. Okay, in that case I just need to do hot restart. If you are making like any so there is two things there. One is hot reload and another one is hot restart. Still I'm getting the error. No such method error. The method debug types are right was called on null. So I'm returning a new emotion dialog. Oh, here. That's right. Add emotion dialog state. You can construct the object like either new or without new. Both going to be the same thing in the dot. Okay. So if I'm closing this, so if I'm clicking the button, it's going to open like the add emotion page, and if I'm closing this one, it's like dismissing it. So it looks like pretty cool, right? So clicking the button, it's launching that emotion. So we have done this part in the Flutter today. So the next thing what I'm going to do is, in this add emotion page, I'm going to have some list of emotion icons. What I can do for that, okay, so for that I need like a list of emotion icons. So emotion icon set, I need like some simple emotion, but not like too flat. Something like this, like how that's in that the Slack, right? So I need like the Slack kind of emotion emoticons. So if you go to the Slack, you can go and try the emotions. It has pretty much like all the emotions, right? So I need that kind of emotions. Okay, let me see whether I have that icon available. So emo Slack emoji or emoticon. This is custom Slack emojis, right? No, I need the emoji stack. Oh, this one is for Twitch. Nice. Yeah, I need something like this. Yeah, I need something like this. So it tracks like all the emotions. Okay, I can download standard free pick license, free for commercial use with attribution required. Okay, I can provide the attribution. Okay, so let's. Is there any other emoticons type? Yeah, this also looks nice. Oh, this is going to Shutterstock. Okay, I think this looks cool. So we will download this one and give attribution. So let me download. You must attribute the author. Okay, let me copy this link also and put that in the notes here. So that I can add that in the attribution. So download. Okay, I have that image. Everything in. Oh, that's a list of. I know. I want like some set of icons so that I can use that one. This is premium resource, right? Icon set. Emoji icon set. Smileys and people, yeah, this is what I want. Oh, it's a premium license. So we can show that in that add emotion page. And once that is done, then okay, so here they can click and select the emotion. On the next page, we are going to show what associate with that emotion, and probably they can add like some notes or location, those kind of things, and they can add that. Okay. Okay, let me add that. So for next couple of streams, probably like tonight or tomorrow, we will work on this one so that I can get ready with this demo. Till then, like I think I came to end of this stream. We will probably like I will try to connect tonight and or like tomorrow. Let's see, like we will work on this Flutter application together in like couple of days. Then we will pick up where we have left on the IoT edge solutions. So till then, see you guys. See you next time.